The ring's here, we're here. This is Fight Camp 2.0 with fans.
Buckle up.
Let's go. This is Fight Camp. I'm Adrian Granados. You know that man is Tony Bellew with the head honcho as well, Eddie Hearn. Eddie, news of the day. I mean, we've got to start with some bad news. Unfortunately, Conor Benn's out.
Can I just say, in the rehearsals, you did say that you were joined by the main man, and I was still. But I liked how you switched it up.
You see how I did that? Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm all right now. I mean, it was just I saw Tony this morning, and it's just like he knew. You could see in my eyes. It was just like, what's happened? And it's like it's another one. And we're used to this now. Unfortunately, Conor Benn tests positive for COVID this morning. He's absolutely devastated. He wanted to fight.
Yeah.
There must be a way. I'm fine. I said, mate, it's done. And sent him off for a couple of PCR tests. Actually just got the result back. Looks like he's got a couple of days to go before he's going to produce a negative result. Hopefully, stays without major symptoms, feels okay. There is a strong chance we could reschedule that fight for August 14th.
That's what the fans want to hear.
But the other option, and maybe the more sensible option, is September the 4th, which is a massive card at Headingley. Warrington Lara, Katie Taylor, Maxi Hughes against Straffon, and Ben Granados. If that goes on there, that's an absolute barnstormer. But luckily, as we were talking off air, we stacked the first week so deep that it's disappointing. But at the same time, we have got a stunning card on Saturday, and we wish Conor Benn all the best.
Talk to me about Granados. Obviously, look, we're going to speak to Granados in a few minutes. What happens with him now? Does he go home? Does he stay? What's Granados' situation?
Well, I gave him the option. I mean, actually, Tony said to me earlier on, why don't you offer him a fight? Let him go and knock someone out and build the fight and stuff like that. And I put it to him, and he went, no, he said, I'm focused on Conor Benn. He said, it's Ben Granados, and that's the fight I want. Which is a bit worrying, actually. Yeah. And Tony said, he's up for it.
He wants the fight.
And listen, he's going to build this fight, and it's going to become even bigger through this, albeit disappointing. But he's an experienced guy. I said to him, look, it's August 14th or September the 4th. You have my absolute word. This fight will be rescheduled.
Big.
He has asked to go home tomorrow. He said, look, even if it's August the 14th, I don't want to stay here for another 2.5 weeks. I'll go home for 10 days, then I'll come back. If it's September 4th, we'll adjust accordingly. So he's a good pro. And apparently, someone told him before I got to tell him, and there was a few words exchanged to himself in the gym. But he's okay now. He understands there's nothing anyone can do about it.
Yeah.
You can moan about it and you can, be negative about it, but at the end of the day, we're in this together, and unfortunately for the next 6 months, the next year, maybe for our whole lifetime, this will be happening every week.
Yeah.
So, the hair's going grey, the barnet's going a little bit with this, a little bit of... the side sweeps having to go further back to the ear hair, most days. But this is boxing.
It is.
And it's the highs and lows, but I wish we didn't have the lows. But if we didn't, maybe we wouldn't enjoy the highs so much.
Doesn't make the highs as special, but I like the way Granados has responded. He's took it on the chin. When I spoke to him in that press conference, his first word was, it's a setback, but, it gives me more time. I'm going to prepare. He said, I'm coming here to beat your guy.
Yeah.
He said, I ain't coming here to make up the numbers. He said, Tone, I'm going to beat him. And I was like, well, you've got to respect that. You've got to like it. He must be so down at the minute. But to bounce and respond back, even after giving him the opportunity to fight, get the steam out of his veins and, get out of it, he didn't. He's already seen the opportunity and thought, you know what, I'm going to take a couple of weeks to improve. I'm going to take a couple more weeks to study Conor Benn, have a good look at him. And, he's been calm, he's been cool. He's here now with us.
Wouldn't be.
Oh, no, I'd
My
be.
God.
Tony would have lost the
honestly,
plot.
Listen, if I would have told Tony, if he would have got that news, whatever room he was in, he would have turned the whole thing over. Would you have boxed?
I'm not going to lie, I was greedy. So, and for 90% of my career, I was broke. So, yes, I would have wanted to get paid twice.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, there'd been a real danger of Ed telling me that close to the fight, because the reason why, in my opinion, this happened, the immune system's been lowered. People are starting to cut weight now. The weigh-in time's coming closer and closer. And as the immune system lowers, that's when these things happen. So numerous times in my career, I've been fighting on antibiotics. I got sick, I got coughs, colds, flus on that fight week. But this is something else. And it's very unfortunate for Conor. But it's something that'll actually make him more resilient, more aware of getting to fight week. Going forward for Conor Benn, this will be like, I get to fight week, I'm going to lock myself down. Literally, I don't want anyone
Which, to be
around.
fair, he normally does 9 times out of 10. Eddie, just so Conor Benn fans and Granados fans understand, it's likely then, or is it 100% that we get to see them two next? They are going to fight each other next.
That fight's happening. I've given him his word, and Conor wants that. You know, this is a fight that actually Conor was up for. He liked the fight. He knows Granados comes to fight, and that's what he wanted. So it's August 14th or September the 4th. We'll monitor him over the next few days and make a decision, but that's the fight you'll see next.
And like you said, it is a stacked card, isn't it? I mean, versus Leigh
actually,
Wood
when we announced Dazn against Leigh Wood, you know, the haters, if you like, would say, well, that should be main event. That's a world title fight. Why is Conor Benn main event? It's main event because he is a big star.
Yes.
But the truth is Kanzu is also a big star, and it's a great fight against a Brit looking to become world champion.
What do you say? I say you say Kanzu. Can we confirm? What is it?
You're right.
I'm right.
Yeah, I keep getting it wrong. But I like Kanzu.
I don't mind it.
I mean, it's like... But I kept saying to him in a press conference, you know, Kanzu, it's like him going to me, well, yeah, Hearn, Eddie. I think you're right. So he's quite a cheeky character, great trainer. You know, sometimes when you break down a fight, one thing I love to see is, in that fight particularly, you've got Pedro Diaz in one corner, you've got Ben Davison in the other corner. You know, you've got a guy who is a tremendous volume puncher, can punch a little bit in Kanzu as well, and you've got another guy, Leigh Wood, we don't really know how good he is, come up short against Jazza Dickens in a really good fight, can punch. Right, but he's a massive underdog in my eyes. But I love the fact that this guy has boxed his whole life. I said he's taken short money, he's taken late notice fights, and on Saturday night, a Brit gets a chance in the UK to become world champion and open up the doors to fight against Leo Santa Cruz, the winner of Dickens Galahad next year, Warrington Lara winner, Navarrete. Like, this guy financially could just completely change his life on Saturday, and I love that. So, as gutted as I am about Conor, I'm pleased this guy and Zucan is getting the opportunity, because Zucan, by the way, is saying, I want the winner of Galahad Dickens. I want the winner of Warrington Lara. Now, we were close to making that Warrington fight several times, so he's looking to make a statement, and he's a mean dude.
You made, Ed, when you put this card together, 3, in my opinion, standalone fights. And by doing things like that in events like this, it doesn't really matter. Well, I don't want to say it doesn't really matter, because of course it does. A lot of people want to see Conor Benn, but the show stands alone as still a very, very strong show. You've got a multiple title fight in the British Commonwealth and European, and Billum Smith and Tom McCarthy, and then you've got a brilliant world title fight with two guys who are coming to a stage of their career where they're now just knocking guys out as well. Leigh Wood is now becoming a bit of a renowned puncher, although most of his career he's been based and labelled as the horrible English style. But coming with Ben Davison, he's lightening people up. You know, he's proper lighting them up, he's knocking them out. And this Zucan, we don't know everything about him, but we know he's dangerous, we know he's a handful. And to come with the trainer that he's come with the pedigree that he's got, speaks volumes.
Been out for nearly 2 years as well.
Been out for nearly 2
He's
years.
not going to get a better opportunity, Leigh Wood.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
But
this is his only opportunity. Let's have it right. This is his one and golden chance to change his life.
A lifetime of work, a lifetime of dreams. It all comes down to 36 minutes on Saturday night. You can't understand the pressure that puts.
And as you know, having been here last time, this place throws up some crazy stuff.
It does, right?
And it did last fight camp, and it will do this weekend. People will lose who you expect to win. You know, people will produce performances you didn't think was possible. People will crumble under the pressure. People will get knocked spark out. It will all happen here.
What we've seen here last time in Alexander Povetkin and Dillian White, no one's seen it coming. The guy's out on his feet. It was amazing. This is going to be, with fans, pump it up a bit more.
I'll stop you there, Tony. Look, we've lost the main event, but there's still so many more big fights to come on Fight Card. This wasn't easy, but Darren Barker and Chris Lloyd have picked their top 3 fights from Fight Camp.
First on the list, Kid Galahad and Jazza Dickens, featherweight IBF world title on the line, and two guys that know each other very well.
Yeah, the first fight was epic. I've no doubt the second fight will be just as good. Real belief in both men, and with what's on the line, it proves to be a great fight.
Chris Billum-Smith and Tommy McCarthy will contest the British, European and Commonwealth cruiserweight titles. A little bit of bad blood here, bit of division between the camps. Chris Billum-Smith a little bit underperformed in his last contest. Tommy McCarthy improving a lot. This is going to be a close fight.
Yeah, I think the boxing skill probably lies with Tommy McCarthy, but the power certainly with Chris Billum-Smith. It's one of those I wouldn't blink.
And the same goes for our #1 pick of Fight Camp. It is the headliner for the final week. Joshua Buatsi, the WBA International Light Heavyweight Champion, against Ricard Bolotniks, who was on such good form in the MTK Golden Contract. Two big punches, and finally the step up that everybody wanted to see for Joshua Buatsi.
This is it now. We'll finally get to see how good Buatsi is. We know how good he is, but we've got to see it fight night against a very dangerous opponent. Bolotniks is just that.
Well, there's our top 5 picks. Chris and Darren here at Matchroom HQ. It all starts Saturday, 31st of July. We'll see you then.
Welcome to Dazn. See the biggest fights live and on demand. Get the most in-depth fight week experience. Join Dazn inside the training camps, press conferences,
You talk so much.
workouts, and weigh-ins. And the exclusive Dazn boxing show brings you all the latest news and interviews with boxing's biggest names every weekday.
All be thrown in the deep end in 2021.
Playback breaks down the biggest fights with the boxers, trainers and promoters that made them.
Beautiful.
Experience some of the greatest stories in boxing through award-winning original documentary film.
Nobody wanted to fight him. He was killing everybody.
Unlock over 30 years of boxing brilliance in the Dazn archive and watch the fights that made the legends.
Pound for pound, the best in the world.
Welcome to Dazn.
We made our way down to the comfy seats here. Look at the wonderful Dazn bus in the background. Tony Bellew and myself, Adrian Granados, joined by the man that really should be crazy right now, Adrian Granados. But you're still so cool, Adrian. Tell us how it went down, the timeline, when you knew about the news as well, and your mood right then.
Crazy just turn of events. I was on the treadmill doing my regular morning run. Weight obviously was, that's all of our fighters, our first opponent is the scale. And yeah, so, just focused on that. Felt good listening to my music, just in the zone, excited. The buzz has really built up as of recent about this fight. And seeing Darren with Matchroom Boxing, I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, man? And then he walks up and I'm all thinking like, oh, probably for the conference, whatever. And he's like, Conor Ben tested positive for COVID. And immediately I started like, what? Just totally flip around. Lost it for a little bit, pretty upset.
Don't swear, but what did you say? When you say you lost it, what was going through your head? We can't bleep this out.
Tell me the emotion, more than what you
felt.
felt. Tell me the emotion that runs through your veins at that point.
Just because I was in the moment, in the heat, in my zone, I was pissed. I was pissed. I went off. I got off and like I let there. I'm like okay, and then we'll figure out. I let him walk off, but I went off after that, yelling, swearing, cursing, speaking Spanish. Like poor girls was like probably scared. Like what the hell is he saying? But yeah, Then immediately I said es por algo, like that means it's for a reason that this happened. Okay. So I'm now just got to stay focused, stay ready. I wish Conor Ben a full recovery, and hopefully we can get it on as soon as possible.
It must be difficult, right? Obviously you're cutting weight, you're making weight as well. Your mentality is always on Conor Ben. In terms of what next for you, we just spoke to Eddie and he's potentially saying maybe Headingley, which is the big fight next, Lara versus Warrington, or maybe even the final fight card here on Fight Camp. What's your mindset? What do you want next?
I don't care. I'm ready to fight. We were both very excited for this fight. Obviously Conor Ben has his plans and his pathway that he wants to do. But I have my own. He was already starting to talk stuff. He seen me as a stepping stone. I took total disrespect to that because it's like he's looking past me already, and he don't understand. I'm ready to use him as a come up. I'm ready to use him as like yo, I'm still here. I'm still one of the best, and that's why it's unfortunate what happened, but this is the day and age that we live in, and this is what's going to happen. I mean, it happened recently with Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
It happened with Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
So it's a part of life now. So like I said, I want Conor Ben to have a full recovery, so we can get it on soon. If it's in 2 weeks, if it's in 5 weeks, whatever, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go right now.
You're adapting already, Adrian. It's great to see. But I want to know where did you see the fight going? So this fight for you, was it somewhere that you've seen he's going to come out, he's flying at you straight away? Talk to me about what was your plan to take him into deep water, the second half of the fight, see what he's got? I don't want you to obviously reveal the full game plan, but I want to know, where was your plan on taking Conor Ben and how was your plan on getting him there?
You know what the people were saying. After the Vargas fight, they were saying Granados is coming over here.
The hype was everywhere.
Conor Ben's going to smoke him, but it's going to be a good fight. What was you thinking?
Oh, man, no, I was ready for whatever. I am ready for whatever. Conor, like I said, he's a very confident, cocky kid. I know he's talking about like, oh, I could be ready for whatever and whatever. I'm like, man, dude, like you don't even know who you're messing with. I'm a young veteran. They got me like this old beaten up horse. How much he's got left? I think the best quote that one of the press had grabbed is, you know, if you pay attention to my losses and how many losses I have and not the performance, then it's like you really don't know who I am. So that's why, like, I'm gonna be ready for whatever the best Conor Ben, because that's what I want. And that's why, like I said, I just want a full recovery for him. I don't want no excuses. I want him to keep that energy, say how he's gonna stop me, dismantle me. I want that all because I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever.
Do you find it disrespectful, or how do you interpret it when they're talking about fights after you? Sean Porter's name's been mentioned, Cavi Velasquez, Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah.
Are you like, one second?
Yeah.
You know, I'm Granados here.
But you've been there. You've been in with the, you know, you've been in and around this mix. So for you, I know that doesn't bother you. I know it doesn't get you mentally, but it's when you see the fighter himself.
Oh yeah, well that's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
I mean, I've yet to meet Conor Ben. I've yet to stare at him in the eyes. I mean,
You wanted that, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I was ready for it today. I mean, today was supposed to be the press conference
together.
and yeah, it was gonna, you know, like in the movie, you know, the mind games begin.
Yeah.
And that's why I was ready. I was ready for it. You know, I didn't know what to expect, but I'm ready to beat Conor Ben.
Anticipation is going to make the heart grow fonder. It's also going to rile you up even more.
Yeah, of
now
course.
you guys are creating a bit of history between yourselves.
Of course.
You're going to go away, you're going to come back, he's going to recover, he's going to come back. It's just going to intensify what you guys are feeling even more.
Yes,
and
sir.
then that's going to explode when this fight finally happens, and you know it's going to happen.
Yep. Yeah, no, well, you know, it's just...
Hey, and potentially 20,000 at Headingley. I mean, this was good, right? This is special fight camp.
Beautiful,
But you're talking 20,000, and tell him about Leeds fans.
Oh, listen, they're crazy.
20,000 Leeds fans at Headingley. This could be crazy.
Listen, I don't care. I don't care if it's in front of 40,000 fans or in front of 4 judges. Let's get it, or 3 judges, a referee. Like, we could fight in an elevator if he needs to. You know, he's just like the stuff that he said, the talking, the brash, and then to the public. I mean, I really don't care about that because I know everyone has their own opinion on boxing, but it's just like I was just so excited for this fight. But it's all right. You know, now we're gonna build it up more. And, you know, let me know when you're ready, Conor Ben.
Wait. You know what? Tell him, Adrian. Conor Ben's probably watching this right now.
Conor...
Camera 1 is there.
Okay,
Look straight down that barrel and tell Conor Ben what you want to say.
Conor, sorry about what happened. It's unfortunate. I know you're ready to fight. I'm ready to fight. Let me know when you're ready, because the ball's in your court. I'm ready to go whenever. We could do it tomorrow. We could do it in 2 weeks. We could do it in 3, 4, 5, whenever you want. I'm ready to go.
There you go. Words from the main man, Adrian Granados. We'll see you soon, Adrian Granados. Look, the main event, as we said, is gone. But Fight Camp is still buzzing. Still loads more to come on DAZN.
Non-stop entertainment from Fight Camp, from the Matchroom HQ, DAZN. Do not miss it.
They are literally changing the game.
Rule 1 of Fight Camp. No easy fights.
Someone's getting knocked out.
We are going to deliver you such an unbelievable schedule.
Let's have it!
Look who's joined us. Hey, look, another opportunity, a big opportunity as well, Leigh. You didn't expect this a couple of months ago. All of a sudden, world title fight against Zhu Can, and you're the headline act as well. This is a crazy opportunity.
Crazy, me. You know, it wouldn't have been possible if I'd have not lived the life, I'd not been in the gym, not taken over, staying ready. I'd never been ready in 6 weeks. So yeah, crazy. And then obviously today, that's planned out. Obviously, Conor, I feel for him because you put everything into account and then not to get the end result, it's not nice, is it? But massive opportunity, bigger exposure. And you know, I'm coming to win this world title.
Indeed, he is coming to win
You're
the
the headline act now, and you've got a lifelong ambition, childhood dream. It's within touching distance, Leigh. Saturday night, you go out there, the opportunity of a lifetime. Tell me, how do you think you can get to Zhu Can?
I don't want to give too much away.
Don't give your secrets away, Leigh. Don't give too much away.
Obviously, what I've been working on with Ben, I trust him 100%. he comes up with a game plan. We have Leigh on the team, which is his solely job just to analyse fights.
He is a boxing anorak, boxing guru.
He's something else, and like I just feel so thankful and so blessed to be down there with them guys and the team I've got now. But yeah, I'm 100% confident in my game plan and getting it off and conviction and everything. Like I've never been so confident about anything. Yeah, he throws a lot of punches, but I know what I need to do to minimalise that. I know what I need to do to get my best attributes off as well. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's a world title fight. I'm not expecting it to be easy. There's going to be swings in the tide. I might have to take a little trip through trench time, but I'm ready to go through hell for it. And I believe with this game plan, it's going to be a lot more convincing than people think it's going to be.
Does your mindset have to change? I mean, look, you've gone from co-main event to main event. Like, you are now what people are tuning in for. Do you have to almost put that to the side and just concentrate on what you've been working on? Do you kind of take it on board?
I do that anyway. Like, I'm not even thinking about what the fight's for. I did it with my British title fight. I don't think about what it's for. I don't think about the money. I don't think about the status. All I'm thinking about is
you don't think about the money?
Nothing, not even one bit, not even one thing. I won't even know till after.
No, at this stage you don't. But you know, you're in a camp now where it's not a conveyor belt. You're not just another one through the door and another fighter who we're going to mould the same as the other one, because you've been in that camp for so many years. Now you're under Ben Davidson. I can imagine the training you feel like will have intensified 10 times more. You've always trained hard, you've always been in good shape. But for now, what's going on in your career and the moves you've made at the times you've made them, they're pivotally. And you go into a fight like this, I know personally you'll be feeling so confident, you'll be feeling on top of the world. But at the same time, you'll still be having questions in your mind that you want to answer. And this fight can answer them for you. I know, being a former fighter, you're always asking, am I really good enough? Am I ever going to get the opportunity? Am I going to get the chance? It's here.
It's nice.
You've got the chance, mate.
It's nice for things to align for a change. Yes. A lot of bad luck, but you know, like I said, with this, like I forget about all that stuff around it because I'm just fully focused on my opponent. And like you said, down at the other gym I was at for a long time, it's repetitive. It's the same things. Now I've gone down here, I'm totally out of my comfort zone. Nothing's the same. Yeah. And you don't know whether it's going to be this hard, or this hard. So
Leigh, how do you prepare for someone like Jukan? I mean, let's be honest. We're talking about a guy that throws over 100 punches around. I mean, he is Mr. Volume. How do you even prepare for that sparring?
This is what you're going to see on Saturday night. So I've been sparring some fellas a lot heavier with busy hands, and I don't want to give too much away, but Josh spars with the same kid. And Ben says the things you're doing, the way you're handling him, is a lot easier than what some other fighters make it. So yeah, I mean, the game plan, I don't want to give it away, but you're going to see on Saturday night, and we'll talk after, and I'll walk you through what happened.
I can't wait for it. Honestly, action-packed fight. Good luck. Our new main event as well. Yeah. Leigh Wood versus Jukan. You got a chance, Leigh. Big title fight.
A big chance.
Carl Froch is going to be watching.
Yeah, he's going to be watching. Guys,
Yeah.
do not miss this because it's going to be special.
It's going to be special indeed. All right, look, I'm not the only new face in town on DAZN Boxing. We've got Adam Cattrall and Nick Pete as well. Crazy fight card. And what they've done with jabs, is they've broken down some of the biggest fights on the fight card for us.
Let's throw some jabs. Addy, thank you very much. Welcome to Jabs with the Fight Disciples. I'm Adam Cattrall, he's Nick Pete, and it's an absolute pleasure to be in your company to welcome in the undercard of Fight Week 1. Before we do that, though, I think it's only fair that we give you a little bit of an introduction of ourselves. Who are the Fight Disciples? This is where we do a bit of humble bragging. We are the only podcasters in the UK to not win it once, but win it twice. The best sports show at the UK British Podcast Awards, and recently nominated once again for that. There you go. I wanted to get that out of the way, Nick. You know what I mean? We've got to let the people know that we're coming here with a few credentials. You know what it is? We are a multi-award winning podcast, and obviously you may be familiar with some of our work that we've done on other mainstream platforms, but it's an absolute delight now to be connected with DAZN and to be bringing you these weekly shows, especially for Fight Camp. I think we're in agreement that the 50-50 fight, the one that we're most excited about, is the one for the British, the Commonwealth and the European Cruiserweight title. So here's the question for you first and foremost, mate. Who needs the win more in this fight? Tommy McCarthy or Chris Phillips-Smith?
Oof, I tell you what a question that is, and I'm glad we're starting there. For me, this is the pick of the event. This is the 50-50. This is the coin toss. British, Commonwealth, and European title on the line. Old school, baby. That's exactly where I love to go, especially with these Eddie back garden jobs. And you know what? To answer your question, to be totally honest, both these guys need it. Both these guys have got a couple of losses on their record. I think Richard Riakporhe beat both these guys within the course of a couple of months a few years ago, and yet both have bounced back in absolute style. McCarthy picking up the European, Billy Smith picking up the Commonwealth. He's had a couple of good wins as well over Glover and Thornley, stoppage wins. Both these guys, fantastic matchup. Whoever does get the win, massive step forward. But you know what? Whoever gets the loss as well, absolutely no shame in it whatsoever. This is a true 50-50 fight. I love it.
I'm glad you said that, because it is a true 50-50 fight. And sometimes when you look at undercards, you can kind of pick who is the favourite in a fight and where the narrative of that particular fight is going to go. This is a 50-50. And as I said, the vacant British title's on the line. We've got a Commonwealth and a European strap. It's very rare that we get all three of those titles on the line all in one go. It's a wonderful opportunity for both of these guys to announce themselves, and as well as that, with it being fight week 1, there's a lot of eyes on Dazn this week. Yes, of course, people are turning up to check out Conor Benn do his thing against Granados, which is the main event, but what an opportunity to steal the show in a fight that is guaranteed to entertain.
Yeah, man, listen, this is a trade fight. That's what we call it, isn't it? It's a trade fight. It's old school. It's going the old route. It's not an international belt. It's not intercontinental. It's going old school with a Lonsdale belt, the Commonwealth, the blue and gold, which gets you a WBC ranking. And you know what? There's always a fight. There's always one fight that stands out, certainly on Eddie's Garden, that really gets the public interest. And I'll tell you now, if we could get 20,000 into the Garden, 19,500 would be buying a ticket for this fight.
20,000 people in Eddie's back garden. I don't think he's got a license for that, has it?
It's pretty big.
Well, yeah, he's got a helipad. He's got a helipad, so you might be able to fit him in there. You never know, pal. A lot of great fights don't necessarily need trinkets attached to it, one of which is on this card. So I'm not going to talk about the trinket that is attached to it, but as a fight, Leigh Wood here has a phenomenal opportunity against Kanju. Kanju, for a lot of fight fans that have been keeping up with the narratives of boxing, know full well that he was connected with Josh Warrington. That fight could have happened, could not have happened. Obviously, Josh Warrington's now going ahead to fight in his rematch against Lara. But what an opportunity for Leigh Wood to announce himself at the top table of this division.
Listen, when this fight got announced, wow, it was like a left hook from Canelo. Did not see it coming at all. Nobody did. What a sensational bit of matchmaking. What a sensational opportunity for Leigh Wood. You know, they literally come from nowhere. And listen, don't worry about the belt. Don't worry about the trinket that's involved. It doesn't matter. It's not real. It doesn't, we don't care about it. What we care about is the fact that Zhu is, let's be honest, top 5 in the world. He's been inactive for a long time. I don't think he's fought once during the pandemic. That, of course, plays into Leigh Wood's favour. But he is absolutely one of the best in the world. His performance against Manny Robles was outstanding, but brilliant that night. And that really solidified him as one of the best featherweights on the planet. We get an opportunity here, or Leigh Wood, should I say, gets an opportunity here to take on one of the best featherweights in the world on home turf, and a guy that's been inactive, as I say, for over 18 months. What an opportunity for Leigh Wood. And I tell you what, this kid's only lost twice in his career, Adam, and he's lost twice against lads who have fought for world titles.
Listen, it's a big ask. He is an underdog going into this fight. There's no doubt about that. But if we actually fast forward, I know we're talking undercard for fight week 1, but if we fast forward to fight week 2 and you look at the main event there between Kid Galahad and Jazza Dickens for a legit world title, if Leigh Wood can pull this off, and it's a big ask, but if he can pull this off, look at what could be on the horizon, especially with the stable that he's in. He could be fighting for a world title against the winner of Fight Camp week 2.
Absolutely. And you know what? If he does get his arm raised, if he does get the win over Kanju, don't even go back to Nottingham. Just stay in Eddie's old bedroom. I'm sure it's got Wham posters on the wall and pictures of, you know, Marciano and all the great. Leigh Wood can just stay there. He can get in the bunk bed, chill out for a week or so, make sure he's ringside at the final, the IBF world title fight. Because I tell you what, if he beats Kanju, he's in pole position to fight the winner of Dickens Galahad.
I need someone from Dazn to do a full tour of Eddie's old house, because this is not where he lives at the moment. This is Matchroom HQ, just to see if the bunk beds are indeed still in place and Leigh Wood is going to be kipping on them over the next 7 days. That would be something special, wouldn't it? Now then, loaded question here, mate, because we've got some talent on this undercard, and they've all got big aspirations. We've got guys and girls that have done extremely well on the amateur scene that want to obviously transcend now into the professional ranks. So excluding Conor Benn, which is the main event, which fighter from Fight Camp Week 1 has the brightest future in the sport for you?
You've just asked me that question with a straight face, knowing full well where I'm going with this.
100%. Hang on a minute. Just wait a minute. Merseyside's a principality. Here comes the answer. Go.
Absolutely. Anthony Fowler, you know, he's taken on a late replacement opponent. Rico Muller has been brought in at late notice, but make no mistake, Anthony Fowler has got to make an impression. I'm from the same city. I'm from Liverpool. There's talk on the streets already of a big showdown with Liam Beefy Smith in the city towards the end of the year. That is a huge, huge fight for Anthony Fowler if he can come through this weekend. But it's not that clear. He's got to, you know, he's still bedding in with his new trainer. He's still working with Shane McGuigan. You know, we haven't quite seen the finished product yet. And talk about the worst week of preparation. He's just spent 3 days at the women's hospital here in Liverpool, nursing his partner who was giving birth to their baby son. 3-day, and she was in delivery for 3 days, I'm trying to say. Which, listen, I don't care who you are, I don't care how good your preparation is, and I don't care how happy you are to be a new dad and have new inspiration. The fact that he's spent 3 days sitting in a tough plastic chair next to a bed is hardly ideal, but he will be there this weekend. He will be looking to make a statement because he knows what's at stake. 100% I'm going Fowler. I think he's got the ingredients to become a superstar. Where are you going?
Well, do you know something? If I was to just view on paper, talent-wise, and we've got to take in that sensational amateur pedigree, he was the captain, for crying out loud. He did extremely well, did Anthony Fowler, so I'd agree with you on talent. But, listen, man, I'm a mank through and through, aren't I? You know where I'm going, sunshine. I'm going for the party. I don't know how far this ride is going to go, and it might take a little bit of time before we get to the heights of the highest highs that we experienced in the 1990s with his dad. We've got to look at Campbell. Come on. At the moment, just let him tick along. He hasn't got the amateur pedigree. Let him tick along. Let him work his way into the professional game. Let him start to deal with fame. Let him start to deal with big crowds. At some point, there will be that big in front of a crowd. I'm going to say debut. I know he's fought at the arena in Manchester, but a proper debut in front of the fans where they come out and they're buying tickets and going wild for it, and we listen to a little bit of Oasis on the way in. Campbell Hatton is going to take us on a ride. It's going to be a great ride, whether it's to the British level, whether it's to the Commonwealth level, European level or world level. I'm not entirely sure, but it's going to be fun all the way. And a little bit of a note as well, for a debutant on Fight Camp Week 1, Sandy Ryan. Just keep an eye on Sandy because she has a fantastic amateur pedigree, gold medalist at the Commonwealth Games, that has done extremely well. Now turned over. She's probably at the right age to turn over. I think she's 27, coming up to 28 years of age. This is her debut, obviously, at the weekend. I fully anticipate it to look brilliant and good. But the journey, I think, for her could be a little bit quicker, for example, than what I've just been speaking about, than a Campbell Hatton. So keep an eye on Sandy Ryan as well. She's one to look out for. You agree with that?
Absolutely.
There you go. Thank you very much for joining us here on Jabs with the Fight Disciples on Dazn. Absolute pleasure as always. Make sure you come back a little later on in the week as we get stuck into Conor Benn versus Adrian Granados. Addy, back to you, mate.
Those guys are always great, isn't it? Those guys are fantastic. Adam Cattrall and Nick Peet. So much good stuff on Jabs. So much more from them to come as well. Look, let's talk about this very quickly, Conor Benn being off. We're so lucky, though, that we've got a stacked card.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's a good thing here. We've got a stacked card, so many good fights.
It's massive and it's hugely important going forward that we have a backup plan. We didn't just have one backup plan for this event, we had 2 and 3. So, you know, Zucan and Leigh Wood, brilliant. Standalone, top of the bill fights. And then obviously, you know, we've got the cruiserweight triple clash, and then it's just brilliant. As we're going to build up through these weeks, you're going to see what stack cards can do.
Indeed. I mean, look at the second fight week. Galahad versus Dickens, world title fight. That's going to be a cracker between those two. Those two know each other so well. And then Buatsi, that big step up now that we've been waiting for against Bolotniks. I think Buatsi's a superstar. He needs to win this one and look good.
He does. Old head on young shoulders. He's a guy who's got it all, does the basics fantastically well. I'm really excited about him. I cannot wait, Addy.
I can't wait as well. I really can't wait yet. And look what we've got as well coming up for the next 3 weeks as well. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. Let's have a look. I mean, I think we're lucky here. And that's the thing. We're very, very lucky.
Privileged.
Privilege, that's the right word. Privilege, indeed. Campbell Hatton as well.
Yes.
Sandy Ryan.
Young boy coming up, making a name for himself. Sandy Ryan is someone with a lot of hype behind her, coming from the GB set up the podium. She, you know, all her friends at the Olympic Games. She's going to want to show them, look at where I am now. I'm on the main stage. I've got the bright lights around me. Look at me, while she's also supporting them from afar. So lots and lots to talk about.
Loads to talk about, indeed. Look, make sure you stay locked. DAZN Boxing, we're going to have you covered throughout the next 3 weeks. Me, and you know this man already, Tony Bellew. Swipe up, DAZN Boxing.